Good afternoon, and I just want to say congratulations with TFL and all the problems we've had today. A massive well done for everyone who's made it. I think you all deserve a medal. Just a couple of housekeeping bits before we get started. There is no fire drill scheduled for today, so if you do hear the fire alarm, this is not your moment to test your loyalty to the lifts. You just go through the exit door, and there will be somebody to guide you down the stairs. Also, I think everyone should have been shown where the toilets and facilities are. So if you need to go, you don't need to put your hand up. Feel free to go whenever you need. We're not going to judge you, I promise. We are also filming today. It's just something I need to make you aware of. And finally, if you could just put your phones on silent, that would be amazing. So let's get started. Welcome, everyone. And thank you again for coming. We have an amazing afternoon ahead, and I appreciate that everybody is really busy. So we're going to try and make it worth your while. So there's going to be a quick little intro from myself and Al, which is then going to be followed by our 5 amazing speakers that Al will introduce in a little while. Just so you're aware, the Q&A is going to be at the end. So once all of the speakers have presented, you'll get a chance to ask any questions you might have. And then the fun bit at the end, the networking. Please do make the most of that. The speakers will be staying on for you to ask any questions you might have. And please connect with as many people as possible. Obviously, we are happy to introduce you as well. So let's talk Connected Club. I was always told I was going to be on stage, but I was manifesting Beyonce and I got the Connected Club. Everybody knows the change partners. You will have been invited by one of us today, myself or Al or Tristan. And if you don't know any of us, then you're in the wrong room. Connected Club was something that Al launched at the beginning of 2025. And it was basically for you guys, for our senior leadership clients and candidates. We wanted something a little bit different. It's the exec search arm of our business. And we are here basically to provide exceptional leadership talent for your businesses to help them grow in this multi-channel world. So, what do we believe? Good people know good people. We are just like yourselves. We are hustling, just like you guys are trying to hustle. And we're trying to stand out in a crowded market. And I really feel like these events are our USP. We don't want to just be another person on the end of the phone. We want to build real connections. At the end of the day, we're a social species, and we really feel like ultimately the core of all this is we're human. And we believe that good people come through connection. And that's why we're doing this. So, a couple of reasons why we hold these events. The first is next slide, please. We want to add value. What do we mean by that? So, we talk to senior candidates and clients every single day. That could be a founder who is waiting on an investment round. It could be hyperscaling scale ups. It could be big corporates. And we're hearing different information and we're talking to these people and we want to kind of give a little bit back. So we are here creating a platform where you guys can learn from each other and sometimes challenge each other. So this is why we're trying to, or this is how we're trying to add value back to you guys so that you can take away something that we are hearing about every single day. Secondly, fundamentally, we are a talent business. What does that mean? We talk about great leaders, we talk about exceptional people that we've been working with. Great leaders come with great strategy, great leaders come with great ideas, but ultimately, what does that mean? It means we need the people to deliver that. And that's where we come in. So we are here to find you new leadership. We are here to find you new teams. We are here to find you new skills and sometimes give you new ways of working. So if you are hiring or if you know of anybody who's hiring, give us a call. And can I just say, we are amazing at what we do. We are the best. So talking about some of the events, I'm just going to quickly touch on our last one. We held an event in November. Some of the speakers are here in the room today, so thank you for joining us again. Great day. fantastic people. The room was absolutely full. We had some people standing, and the feedback was really, really good. We talked about Gen Z behaviors, and we talked about social shopping. I personally learned about 3 different platforms, and now I've got no money left, but it was great. But the one I want to focus on is the Career Council. So we launched this year. So where our bigger events focus on fast emerging topics, where they focus on market shifts, the Career Council is something a little bit different. I am really proud of this because it was my idea. And again, there are some people who came to the Career Council last month in Fortnum and Mason, and I think they'd agree it was brilliant. There's 2 parts to this. The first part is we bring in somebody from our network who's a senior leader, could be NED, could be a board member. And we're holding these because we're holding it for senior leaders who are deliberately thinking about their next move. So this person from our network comes in and talks about how they pivoted in their career. What challenges did they face? What kind of decisions led them to where they are now? The second part of the Career Council is a little bit more interactive. So we talk about how can leaders promote themselves? How can they articulate their value? What is it the board members and investors look for? What kind of language do you need to be using? And I mean, you can talk to some of the people. I think Nikki's in the room today, Sam's in the room, and they can share a little bit about how good it was and if they took something away, which I'm hoping they did. So that's a little bit on the Career Council. And finally, from me, it's just a little bit on the follow up. So we will be following up with every single one of you at the end of the event. Over the next week or so, we'll be sending out a playbook, and that will talk about the main themes of today and a survey. But there is one thing that I want to pick out from this, and I'm going to ask you all for. So, what I'd like from all of you is an introduction. And that introduction is what I want you to think about is, do you know somebody right now who is struggling with hiring? Do you know somebody who just wants to speak to us about what other people are doing in the market? Or do you know somebody who wants to know what senior candidates are looking for? That's why we're here. So think CPO. We want to meet your head of talent, or it could be businesses you've worked at before. It could even be somebody in your network that you know is hiring. Why am I asking for this introduction? We've placed some of you in jobs. We've also helped some of you hire teams. How did we do that? We did it all through introduction. So the more introductions you give us, the more we're going to have for everybody else. So that's enough from me. I'm going to hand over to Al, and I'm looking forward to all the introductions. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello? Okay. Thanks, Billie. Before I get on to talk about the subject of today's event and introduce the speakers, I thought it was worth giving a quick market update as I did back in our November event. And 2 weeks ago, I received the Deloitte Monday briefing, and there was a great quote in here from Ian Stewart, who is Deloitte's chief economist in the UK. And he said, confidence among the CFOs of the UK's largest businesses has fallen sharply in the wake of the conflict in the Middle East. The latest Deloitte CFO survey shows that business optimism has dropped to the lowest levels since the start of the pandemic 6 years ago. I really feel it in the market at the moment. I think, obviously we live in a highly interconnected global marketplace, and it's extremely delicate. It takes one thing to create waves that we all then feel. And I think those headwinds that we were starting to recover from over the last 4 quarters, we had a strong start to the year. Those headwinds have returned. And ultimately, I think there's a lot of fatigue. Last 3 years have been really tough. Everyone's been hustling really hard to get back to a place of recovery and positivity. And I think that the geopolitical events that are happening at the moment really just push us a few steps back, and hopefully all of this will get resolved quickly so that we can keep on moving forward. I do think that there is opportunity still out there, whether that is you are, you exited a business, but you're going to start up as a fractional consultant, or taking on 3-4 clients over the course of a month and starting to build something. Or I've seen bigger clients who have gone through restructures and shed headcount start to bring talent in through third parties, agencies, consultancies. And I definitely think that there is opportunity out there in the market. We just have to work hard to find it. But also, while all these geopolitical events are happening, the world still spins, and it spins at an ever increasing and faster rate. And oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. There's always something, isn't there? Oh, there we go. Whoa, sorry. Maybe I wasn't moving fast enough. Well, that's what I was going to move on to. AI. The world is spinning at a faster rate. It's the thing that you cannot get away from. It's in the news cycle every day. Even this morning, I woke up, I read this article. Richie Sunak was on Newsnight last night talking about the impact of AI on the job market. Flat is the new growth. Oh, I can't remember the actual quote that he said in there, and actually the impact of AI on graduates, which I thought was a bit strange, but it's everywhere. Some people might view it as a risk, others might view it as an opportunity. Every business has to be doing something about it or something with it. But the position that I occupy in the market and how I work with my clients and the sectors I work across, I've got to think, how do we leverage AI to drive growth within organizations? And I was trying to find an article that would help surmise the point on this slide. And I quickly found this thread on Reddit, which says, my CEO thinks that AI can replace the entire marketing team. Am I insane or is he? And it got me thinking, we're all at the same starting point. People might come at it from different angles at that same starting point, but we're definitely all on square one. We're all on the same journey and we're all in the same boat. I think there's a lot of fear of the unknown. Going back to this Richie Sunak article I read this morning, I just thought it's unfair because it just spreads fear. There's a huge difference between the narrative out in the mainstream press and all of these kind of AI celebrities or key influencers globally and the reality, I think. I see I work with lots of brands and there's lots of competitors out there. Everyone's got an AI naming convention on the end of their product. Does it really have AI baked into it? How would I know? And lots of people say they're doing loads of amazing stuff with AI across their organization. But when you really push into it or look underneath the hood, it's a AI chatbot within their customer service product. And so is the narrative that out there is the same as the reality? I don't think so. And how do you drive governance with AI across an organization? How do you make sure that you can use AI to increase productivity and increase output? If we're going to get to a place of recovery as an economy, we need to increase output and productivity. And that's what AI can help us do. But how do you drive governance to stop people using AI to do their job or take on multiple jobs? I think there are three big hiring shifts that leaders can't ignore and need to take note of. AI will speed up lots of workflows and lots of processes, including recruitment, headhunting, hiring leaders. It will absolutely speed things up, but it will also increase risk. AI gets loads of things wrong, and if you rely on AI, it's just going to mean that you're going to increase risk and you're going to get more failure. What is going to become more important is the human element within all of these processes, and certainly humans evaluating other humans. AI is never going to be able to replace that. The second thing is AI literacy. I think it's going to become the number one, if not the top three filter when hiring leaders or hiring teams over the next 12 to 24 months. I don't think it's going to be a nice to have or a bonus. I think if you have got some kind of AI accreditation, done some kind of course, hands-on project experience from an organization, you're going to be the one that's in the front run for that job or that opportunity, because there's no turning back from this point. We all have to move forward. And finally, there's loads of people out there, loads, who will give you their opinion on the latest AI tool and what they think is best. But there's not many people who know how to redesign teams and orgs around AI technology. Yeah, you can layer on as many AI tools on top of your existing org and existing teams, but the real winners are going to be those people that redesign teams and organizations around that technology. And that brings me to the title of today's event, which is the growth equation. And from where we stand as Connected Club and the change partners, we've really got to be thinking about how AI is changing talent, platform, and growth to deliver ultimately commercial advantage. Today's not a theoretical discussion about what AI could do. It's about the practical things that businesses need to be doing now and the things that leaders need to be taking note of to drive accelerated growth. And who better to talk about this than our 5 wonderful speakers and panelists today. So I'm just going to quickly introduce them all, and then they will do a little introduction for themselves at the beginning of their keynotes. So first, we're going to hear from Charlotte Demetz. Charlotte is the Chief People Officer at Core Search. Previously, she was the CPO at a PE-backed automotive SaaS business called Keyloop, and she's a founding member of SheSaaS here in the UK. Charlotte's going to be talking about the impact of AI and talent, the people organization, skills, winners and losers, and where it's all going. Andrew Garahy, some of you may know Andrew. He's all over LinkedIn and Europe talking at lots of events. We're really happy to have him here today. He's a CMO coach and the ex-global chief marketing officer of Didi and Huawei. Then we're going to hear from Saloni Thankey, who is a AI transformation consultant and part of Cooper Parry Digital. She's going to be hosting a panel alongside Lee McGuffey, who is the ex-marketing director of Will Powders and Virgin Group, and then Claire Henner, who is the Chief Marketing and Digital Officer for Grown Alchemist, and was previously the Chief Customer and Digital Officer for Unilever. So we're going to hear from Charlotte, Andrew, then do the panel, then we'll have a full Q&A. And please do join us for drinks and networking afterwards, and give a round of applause for Charlotte. Thank you.